Adam, so disappointing. All we had to do is hold on in the end. We've drawn the game 2-2 in a game where we didn't have control from start to finish, really. A lot of players not at it today. Nevertheless, a little bit of unluckiness as well in terms of a lot of unluckiness being two fullbacks down. But nevertheless, all you have to do is stay switched on, see the game out with 10 men, I know, but a set piece, we went to sleep, and we've missed that chance once again. Regardless of how well we've been playing recently, we've missed that chance once again to actually step into that top four when we're able to. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, what are Southampton good at? What's the game plan? Set pieces and press. Oh, we couldn't have played into their hands anymore, mate. First 20 minutes, last 20 minutes was just suicidal tactics for me. Absolutely suicidal. Someone needed to take a grip of that game early doors. It was obvious what we needed to do. We just needed to avoid the press in the first half. And when we started doing that, Southampton were in the game. We played territorial, which is what you need to do against Southampton. From the back, they don't create anything. You know what I mean? They haven't got that there. Their game is getting the ball back high up the pitch, pressing teams, punishing them that way. It's exactly what they did to us. We got to grips with the game. We should have been 4-1 up at half-time. Southampton should have been playing with 9 men, in my opinion. Unlucky in the end that we'd made our 3 changes in terms of...
9 instead of 10. Who should have got the second?
Well, Prowse was high. Should have got a second yellow.
Second yellow. Yeah.
He bottled it there, the referee. There's a lot of bottling in that game, mate, and it's not just our unluckiness. I think we bottled it. I think Ollie sort of killed it for me in the last 20 minutes. Why? As soon as the going got tough and 2 of our creative midfield players weren't playing their best games, he drags them off. So then we've got no creativity. We didn't put 2 passes together in the last 20 minutes. We had no one to play a ball. And then it was obvious again, the fringe players who came on just haven't got what it takes to win us a game in terms of getting a goal. We're relying on Martial and Rashford, who are probably the only 2 who stood up for us today in our attacking third of the pitch. But for me, we didn't have the tactics right from the start. We give ourselves a lot to do. But then again, what more can I say? Martial should have scored. Rashford should have stayed on goal for his first one that was disallowed. We should have been going in 4-1 up. And then Rashford and Martial again, open them up in the second half. That could have been game, set, and match at 3-1 in the second half there. And you know what? It's exactly what Southampton do. I knew. You knew. Every single United fan knew. United players, United management team, they all must have known what was coming. It was high energy, never say die Southampton. And we just played into their hands. We just given the ball the last 20 minutes.
On the point of what you're saying about Solskjaer, you feel like he kind of bottled it or got scared 20 minutes to go. They wasn't playing well, Pogba and Bruno. With them on the pitch, we obviously wasn't playing well. Do you think, was that the contributing factor, the fact that he took them off and we still didn't have control? Or, do you see it as, well, they still played 60, 70 minutes, whatever. We had no control with them on the pitch. But are you saying that you still leave them on because there's still going to be something? Or... Because I don't know, I kind of looked at it and just felt like I looked at Pogba and he wasn't playing well, and it looked like he was getting a bit lethargic. I could kind of see why he tried to bring in Fred, but then when you take off Fernandes on top of that, then I start to see what you mean. But I don't know if
you need at least one, mate. You need at least.
Was that the reason why we couldn't see it out though?
Yeah, it was, mate, because we had no out ball. You know what I mean? There was we couldn't string 2 passes together. If you've got possession of the ball, you're defending. And our best 2 players who hold on to the ball the best, and they weren't playing fantastic today, but you know what? They were still holding on to the ball. They were still controlling the game. We don't have control of the game when them 2 go off. It's as simple as that, because we're just inviting pressure on. We were getting deeper, and deeper, and the tactics just in the end said, right, backs to the wall. Let's just see what we can do. We can hold out to this game, and you know what they're going to do. They're set piece masters, and it just played into their. We played into their hands at pivotal parts of the game. You know what I mean? Instead of going for the kill early in the second half, we sort of let the game just lethargically drag on.
We kind of ended up at a point
anything.
where the best thing to do was to see it out, when really we wanted to kick on, and we did create the chances to get a third and a fourth.
Wait, it should have been over in the first half, like I said. You know, I mean, we should have carried on the momentum, I thought, straight into the second half, try and put it to bed. And maybe luck did not play into our favour,
well,
to be honest, tonight.
How big a part did the fullbacks both getting injured play in that, and having to play the rest with 10 men?
It just sort of like put us out of a rhythm. You know what I mean? Brendan Williams could hold his own. I didn't see no issue with Williams coming on for sure. That one, his ankle went. We didn't get disrupted too much when Williams came in. We were still okay. But then to lose another one, and knowing that we were unlucky in that sense because we'd already used our subs, and that being the 3 substitutions, not the 5 players, but we'd obviously used the 3 times we could bring players on. That's why we couldn't get the 5th player on. So it's little things that started playing into your mind, doesn't it? It starts to become a bit negative. Oh, that's unlucky. Oh, we haven't got an outlet ball now. Where do we go now? Right, we're obviously going to have to defend. Instead of thinking positively and trying to hold on to the ball, we feel like we're having to go back more and more and more just to hold on to what we got, when really they were worse at the back than what we were. Their ultimate defense, their ultimate weakness was their defense. And we just didn't take advantage of it in the second half as much. We had the odd moment, but it just felt like, you know what, we've done enough. And I think we can hold on to this. I just think it went negative and too negative in the end. And we just encouraged it on to a team that had nothing to lose. And
How worried are you? How worried are you, if at all, because you might not be. Are you worried about the mentality going forward, the rest of the games? Are you going to look at this? You know, it's hard. We're talking straight after it's happened. You know, when the dust settles and you look at the fixtures, you think what's got to come in between it. And yes, we failed to capitalise. But are you still confident of top 4? Are you still confident in what we've achieved up until this point, with what you've been seeing? Or are you fearing that at the critical time, maybe some of the old mentalities coming back into it, or is it just a blip for you?
You can't help but feel like some of the old mentalities were coming back, because Ollie did it today in changing and going negative. Some of the players thought, you know what, let's just try and hang on to what we've got instead of trying to kill the game off like we have been doing. But then again, you've got to look at it and say, look, that's 18 games unbeaten. We're still the best form team in the league right now. And you know what? Southampton are a good team. You have to give them credit. They came with their game plan, and theirs ultimately beat ours today. He was outgunned, Ollie, in terms of his tactics, and they just wanted it a little bit more in the end. I think we were hanging on more than threatening. It did look, and in the end, you probably could argue a fair result was a draw. But in terms of going forward now, it's hopefully going to be a kick. I was just slightly encouraged by what Ollie was saying there, that the players were all sat in the dressing room, devastated. The players are all devastated in the dressing room. Maguire's interview pretty much said it all again. Not happy. And you know what? We took our eye off the ball just for one game. And that's
another bad start as well. Another bad start. You started poorly at Villa, and we said if you start like that against better opposition, they do you over. And again, first 10 minutes, just like at Villa, where, you know, first 10, 15, 20, they were doing pretty well and had a couple of chances, hit the post. Against the better side, like a Southampton, they put us to the sword.
Mate, we're in this crazy mix at the moment, with absolutely mental results going here, there, and everywhere. To be honest, mate, it's probably not going to be the last twist in terms of, hopefully it's not a twist on us. But I just feel like now Chelsea are going to go, I think they're going to go 4 ahead of us, is it now? When they beat Norwich tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's all down to them at Liverpool. And it's up to...
Leicester got a tough run in those. Sheffield United, Tottenham.
Yeah, Leicester on Thursday before us. That's going to give us an idea. So, to be honest, there's going to be some twists and turns. And if it came down to the last game against Leicester, then you know what? It's winner takes all, and it's a cup final. So then again, there's no room to be negative anymore. We've seen the first time we've acted negative, we've blown it. It's as simple as that. So just stop it. The only way we can defend is by attacking and putting games to bed, being positive. As soon as them old frailties start creeping back in, the negative thoughts like they did do today, it was clear. You know what? We come up we come unstuck, and we come unstuck again today. That was just like the United of old. Good in parts, great going forward in certain moments, but we just couldn't finish that game off today. They were there for the taking. When we got the second goal, I thought, this is it. We're just going to run right again, because we were getting in. We were getting in on them. You know what? If their keeper played a very good game today, and they defended better in the second half, we just need to go back again. Not much time to dwell on it. Shake it off.
Left back potentially out as well. Might have to bring Dalot in at left back if he's fighting fit.
Well, this is where it was going to happen, mate. Wasn't it? We knew we weren't going to get away with it all the way through to the end, and now we're just going to see.
Hopefully, Brandon Williams can recover by Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's 24. Is it 48 concussion?
48 hours, I think it is. So
we'll see. Look, I think the gash on his head was probably the more concerning part of it.
You can sew that up and on he goes. Listen, who was your man of the match for you, though?
Oh God, man of the match today. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Rashford today, mate. I thought he was our most positive player in the second half when we didn't really get anything going. I give it sort of him and Martial sort of level for us today. The old partnership was there, and they were the ones who shone for us today going forward. So either one of them would have done it for me.
Nice one, mate. I'll see you at player ratings.
Be fun.
Take care, man.